Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I'm Saladino. So somebody on YouTube already did a video about this. Apparently Neil Druckmann, and it's true, I checked his Instagram. Neil Druckmann got a tattoo of a hammer on his arm. I'm going to show you a picture, so I'm not going to describe all of it. I don't want to talk about his little wimpy looking arm. So I saw somebody on YouTube do a video. All I had to do was look at the headline. Neil Druckmann got a tattoo of Abby's quote-unquote iconic hammer, and people are making fun of him for it. Dom the Bomb, of course, was the clown who, shill that he is, simp that he is, he took it to Twitter. He posts on Twitter, Neil Druckmann got a tattoo of Abby's iconic hammer with a hammer emoji. I'm just going to show you a picture so you'll see it. So you've got this side-by-side picture of Abby holding the hammer from that first reveal where we first see Abby, and you've got, again, this wimpy little arm from Neil Druckmann. At this point, and it's been like this for a while, I think, Neil Druckmann is a Lolcow. Dom the Bomb is a simp and a shill and a clown, but Neil Druckmann himself is a Lolcow. That's the only way I can describe it. I don't want to get too much into the psychology of this man because I don't know. What I pick up from him, I've talked about it when I talk about Naughty Dog. His persona, that the energy, as woo-woo as that sounds, the energy that he puts out has infected and corrupted all the first-party studios at Sony. It's destroyed Ben Studios. It destroyed a great potential franchise in days gone. All you have to do is look at how that one idiot who worked on The Last of Us so-called remaster, Last of Us Part 2 remaster, the guy who went after Power World devs talking about the game they made was nefarious or whatever. All you have to do is look at them and you see this insecurity and this weird entitlement that they all have to act like they're the masters of video games and the masters of art and entertainment. And you see, okay, they haven't been able to make a game since The Last of Us Part 2. They've keep remastering the first one. They've just remastered the second one. They're probably going to put it out on PC maybe in the summer or something. That'll be funny to see. That if they actually allow modders to mod The Last of Us Part 2. Like, they're going to have a field day, not only with Abby, but with Druckmann himself. It's going to be hilarious. They're going to put Druckmann in the scenes where, Abby's getting stooped. They're going to do all kinds of stuff. It's going to be a mess. So I'm wondering if they'll even do that. They might do like those assholes who remade Dead Space. They may just block it because they know the first thing people would do if they allowed them to mod Dead Space remake is change the old hag wife and the chick that you are with at the beginning of the game. You're going to fix her, and they don't want you to do that because they're agenda laden. They also know that you're going to change the non-binary bathrooms and all that stuff. These people are clowns, and Druckmann is a clown. He's been doing this now, to me, since the release of The Last of Us Part 2. The leaks really exposed a lot. I avoided leaks, so I missed all of that. But when I saw what was happening after I'm playing this game, and then Father's Day, this asshole Druckmann puts out that tweet where he's like, Happy Father's Day to Joel. And he's trying to act like that, yeah, he's a troll. He's a heel, and he enjoys it. He's trying to act like he enjoys it, but he doesn't. He's a Lolcow because everybody knows he's insecure. That whole energy that he has around him and a lot of people who work with him and the people who defend him, like Dom the Bomb and people in YouTube who defend, like, okay, not to bounce around too much, but something that with the insecurity thing that I've noticed whenever I criticize The Last of Us Part 2 in a video, I'll always get 2 or 3 people, who's probably sock accounts by Dom the Bomb, if not Druckmann himself. But I'll get these people saying, oh my God, that game came out 3 years ago. Oh my God, it came out 2 years ago. And you're still talking about it? And it's like, look, stupid. If I was praising this game 2 or 3 years later, you wouldn't be here telling me, oh, that game's been out 3 years. If you love it so much, why don't you marry it? You wouldn't be saying that. But you're so insecure that I don't like it. That somebody you don't know doesn't like this game, despite all the Game of the Year awards this won, despite huge financial success it wasn't, but that's what people try to lie and tell us. But despite all of that, you're so insecure you don't like anybody speaking out against this game because you know it's bullshit. It's not a huge success. It destroyed the franchise. He knows that. Same year when the game came out and it was nominated for the Game Awards, remember that fan poll or whatever. He couldn't keep his mouth shut. Nobody was even paying attention to that fan award. But this idiot decides to tweet, acting like he's being a troll by saying, hey, you know what? The Last of Us Part 2 is up for Game of the Year with the Fans Awards too. Tell those haters off or show those haters how much you love the game by voting for it. And like an idiot, he had to retract that, but it was too late. He tried to retract it by saying, okay, people who legitimately don't like the game aren't haters per se, blah, blah, blah. But it was too late. Ghost of Tsushima crushed them. And since then, he really is the ultimate Lolcow. People call him Neil Cuckman. He's a Lolcow. And he knows it. He's wanted to be the American or the Western Hideo Kojima. Even taking the show to HBO, and it's been successful relatively, but nobody loves that show the way that people love the first game of The Last of Us. And all you have to do is look at Pedro Almodovar and other little creatures that's playing Ellie, and no, people are not going to bond to these weird looking people. And I can only imagine what's going to happen when they finally put Abby in the show. It's funny, they couldn't even find a woman to look like Abby looks in the game. I think they're actually picking the woman who people wanted to play as Ellie a few years back as Abby. She's like 2 feet tall. She's not physically intimidating at all. It's a joke. I'm pretty sure that they won't even make the story in the HBO show much like the one in the game. Of course, Druckmann calls all the shots in the game, and that's what hurt him and hurt the franchise and hurt a lot of people who left the studio because he pushed them, and all the crunch and all the BS, probably his ignorant attitude, just drove a lot of people off. But with Straley there, he kept him in check, and he put out a great game. That first game was great, and he vetoed dumb decisions that Druckmann had in his original story. When Straley was ousted, left, whatever happened with that, Druckmann was like, now I'm in charge. Now I can do the true artistic vision I've been wanting to do for forever. I think he looked at Lisa the Painful and then the sequel, Lisa the Joyful, and felt like that's more what I wanted to do with my original vision of The Last of Us. So he was determined to do this thing where you have to kill Joel and you have to see things from Abby's point of view, and you have to see Joel as a monster from wanting to save his surrogate daughter or whatever. And nobody accepted that. Nobody bought that. Unless you're agenda driven and you just want to own the chuds, nobody else liked that shit. Everybody hated the fact that you destroyed this bond that the player had with Ellie and Joel. We just want to see more adventures with Ellie and Joel. We want to see more of the stuff that we got in that sequence, that flashback where they go to the museum. That's the kind of stuff we want to see. We don't care about a game about hate. We don't care about Abby. I don't give a shit that Abby's dad was killed to stop him from lobotomizing, not even lobotomizing, just cutting out Ellie's brain and killing her. Like, nobody gives two shits about that fucking guy. And yet the game is made in a way where he thinks artistically he's going to change the world because we're going to see a woman that's ugly and unappealing, and that's a great thing. I'm going to see these trans-friendly characters, all this nonsense, and this bullshit from Dom the Bomb calling that hammer iconic. Maxwell's silver hammer is more iconic than this stupid hammer. In the presentation, you see the hammer. When you play the game, you don't actually get to swing that hammer. I think the hammer just gets broken. You fight off a couple of little the zombies, and you just run off, and you never have the hammer again. It's not like even Ellie's Switchblade, where it's something that you get to use, to fight. Like, you can't sneak up on an enemy and hammer them in the back of the head like you can with Ellie. You can just sneak up behind somebody and shank them or whatever, right? So that's bullshit from Dom the Bomb talking about iconic. Like everybody was saying, if you want to really do something iconic, put the golf club on your arm. That's more iconic. That's what people associate with Abby. I don't know what Druckmann thinks he's doing by even putting this tattoo on here. What's going on in his personal life where he feels like he has to show the world that, you know what? I love Abby. I'm committed to this stupid decision I made. That's what I mean when I say Lolcow and when I mean about insecurity. Who knows? He's got probably other, spiritual conception of the hammer as breaking through barriers or some stuff. I don't know. I just don't think, despite all the success Naughty Dog has had, despite all the praise he gets, something is going on with him. Just looking at even the reception of the show on HBO is great. You had that awkward moment where he's at the Golden Globes and nobody's paying attention to him. But who knows? That could be a lot of different things. He's really just a video game director. He's worked on the show in some capacity. Great. For me, I would just not take any of that seriously. If nobody paid attention to me at the Golden Globes Awards, I'd be like, yeah, whatever. I'm a video game director. I got more games to make. But all they're doing is remaking the same 2 or 3 games over and over again. It's like they're stuck in stasis because they have to do something that's special and life-changing instead of just making fun games. And I don't know. I think I don't want to be Mr. Pop Psychology, so I won't go deep into it. But I just feel like with this tattoo, this feels like something that somebody having a midlife crisis would do. There's no significance to this hammer. Dom the Bomb saying it's iconic Abby's hammer means nothing. But saying that makes you think you care that much about Abby that you're going to put a stupid tattoo on your arm, do you think you're trolling people with this? Like, all people have to do is ignore this game. It's not that serious to us. We don't have to watch the show. People watch the show. It's successful, great, but it's not hurting anybody. We're telling you that you hurt yourself. Like, I'm not devastated that I hated the experience of playing The Last of Us Part 2, but I'm not devastated that it happened. I just feel like it's a shame. I'm like, what a waste. I'm not like, you hurt me. You ruined my childhood. You broke the bond I had with two characters I really loved. It sucks. But I mean, ultimately you hurt yourself. I'll just go play something else, So I don't know. I don't get it. I don't know what the significance of this hammer is to me. If it's trolling, it's stupid. If he's pretending to troll, it's stupid. If it has a deeper significance and meaning to it, obviously it wouldn't have any impact on me. So fine, whatever. But since Dom the Bomb brought it into Abby's iconic hammer, it just seems silly. And it's like, if you want somebody like Dom the Bomb repping you,